Okay, hello everyone. This is A Writer, your rhythm teacher, original study aid maker, coming to you with the study aid entitled Relations and Functions. Please sit back, relax, and be educated and be made wiser. Okay, here we go. We're going to start with relation. What is a relation? A relation connects two sets of mathematical objects. It is a pairing of input values with output values. It does not have to be in a pattern. It is simply a pairing. And we're going to go down to what is a function. Okay, there we have it now. A function is a relation. Yeah, it's a kind of relation. It's a relation that takes each value from an input set and connects it to just one element in the output set. So we're going to go into detail and examples of each. But just to remind you, in case you want to take note, you may want to pause the video and take the note of what is a relation, and then you can go on to what is a function. So you pause and take notes as you see fit. Okay, now I'm going to go into the next one. Okay, here we go. So as was mentioned, we have the definition. Now let's look at some examples. You'll see the set A, that there's a mapping of the domain to the range. And that mapping is one-to-one. We call that the one-to-one correspondence. Now that is definitely a relation. Looking over to B, there we see another set matching. There is a one matching to the other. And you see the abbreviation above. Yes, the abbreviation there means IDV. That means independent variable. Independent variable. And the DV is dependent variable. That simply means that the values of the dependent variable is subject to what happens to the independent variable. So one depends on the other. Okay, we don't have to go into detail with that, but we could compare to a machine and what it produces. All right, so there we see a matching, there's a mapping, there's a connecting. But if you notice at the bottom that those three are connected to just one in the range or in the dependent variable, same thing. But that qualifies it still to be a relation. No problem, there is a pairing, but that's a relation. We go over to C. What do we see at C? Yeah, we see also a mapping, start with a one-to-one corresponding, but then there is a crossing, but that doesn't matter. There is a pairing, so that is definitely a relation too. Everybody should understand that by now. We know the first set is usually the x-axis and the second one the y-axis, and of course compare that to the x-axis to the generator and the y-axis to what the generator produces, the current. All right, so however you want to remember it, you can do it that way. All right, now we're going to move on to the function. So let's go. Remember the definition for function. There we have it now. Function. The function, of course, is a relation. So all functions are relations. So function is a relation that takes each value from an input set and connects it to just one element in the output set. So we have A, B, and C at the top. They are all functions too, because they are connected to just one element in the second set. But if you look down at D, you will see something different, something stranger happening. So we see A and B connects to E. That's not very strange. Am I showing you? Sorry. I'm sorry for that. Let me get it back now. Yes. So in set D, we see A and B connecting to E. But that's not strange, because if you look back at B, we had several from the first set connecting to one. So that's not strange. Look at the next connection at C. Here we have C that is pushing out two values at the same time. So two separate values in the range. Now that is an anomaly, or we call that is a violation. And these are right, but the whole connection there is a relation, yes, but it's not a function. It's not functioning the right way. Why do we say that? Because we said that in the definition that a function is a relation that takes each value from an input set and connect it to just one in the output. So C is violating that, not a function. And I compare it to husband and wife. Now I call I'm sorry, I'm out of it again. Why am I heading down? Yeah, I call the X the Y, wife, and the husband Y. So, in normal society, we have one wife to one husband. But in some other societies, I don't know if it's called it normal, but even in the Muslim religion, they have many wives to one. So that's why I said in B, there was no problem with being a relation. So I just wanted to remember that. But when now you have one wife having two husbands, no, this is unspeakable in some cultures, and they would kill that person, you know. So just remember that if you kind of connect that whenever one wife has two husbands, that's out. That's out. So it's not a function that time. That's how I remember it, and that's how many remember it in the exam too. They just remember that. So there's the question. The relation D is not a function, and we explain why and discuss. You can discuss it among yourself. So the conclusion note is Y value can have more than one X value. but x value can have only one y value to be called a function. Well, that's how it functions. So you may want to take notes here. Let me put it back here because I'm taking it off the screen unintentionally each time. But you can pause the video and take your notes there. Now, next I'm going to be showing you an activity sheet where you will be answering some 10 questions. Now, the first 4 questions will be based on these illustrations. So you may have to scrub the video going back and get the questions answered from looking back at this illustration. So let's go over to our video activity sheet. So I hope this is making some sort of sense to all of us. Before we go to the activity sheet, we may compare function and relations to squares and rectangles. So we say all squares are rectangles because the qualification for rectangle is that they must have 2 pairs of parallel and equal sides meeting at right angles. Now the square qualifies because the square has 2 pairs of parallel sides meeting equal parallel sides meeting at right angle. But the thing with the square is that all its sides are equal. But with the rectangle, not all its sides are equal. So we can say that all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are square. So in the same way, we can say all functions are relations, but not all relations are functions. So you can just write that down and study it and look at it and test it and see how it comes out. All right, so when we come back, we're going to be looking at the activity sheet. Okay, so here is the activity sheet. And there for number 1 to 4, we see the previous illustration. Remember, I said you can scrub the video back so you can get the first 4. So what you're going to do, as the instructions say, put F for function or NF for not function. So here we go. There we have them. So you can do them one at a time. I'll have to move up my page so I get the rest. But there we have number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we have 7 and 8, and we have 2 more to come. So you can do those that are drawn, and then you scrub the video and get back to the original ones we had. And down at the bottom now we have some other ones. There you see it, 9, and then we have 10. So you look at those coordinates, those pairs, and remember the first of the coordinates are always the x-axis or the domain, and the second one is the y-axis or the range. So, counting from the left to the right, that is how we count it, of course. All right. So I hope you will get 10 out of 10 for this activity. I'm going to go back up to the top part. What you can simply do, you don't have to draw those things, just number them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and just put the F or NF beside the number. And then I won't be giving you the answers here, so your teachers will be marking your books and giving you the answers and explaining why. You ask them why that is the answer. But with the notes before, I'm sure you can look back and rationalize why the answers are what they are. But I won't be posting the answers. All right. I hope many of you benefit from this clarification of the concept of relations and functions. All right. So this is A. Writer, your rhythm teacher, coming at you with a study aid, relations and functions from the Songbook Production. You can visit my YouTube channel. It's AROS Series, AROS SERIES. All right, and you can put a like or subscribe to my channel, make your observations, and I will be making more videos to make it as simple as possible for you, the learners. Thank you very much, and remember to like or subscribe in appreciation for any understanding that you have gained from this video. Remember, it's an amateur thing, so not a professional thing. I'm not in for the money. I'm in for helping people to understand, all right, and helping our students. And maybe teachers can use this too. So, all the best. Take care till we see you again in the next video. Bye bye. This is A. Writer signing out.